Everybody knows how and what to eat if you want to lose weight and lose fat. But no one talks about what type of foods you eat to look elite, maintain low body fat year round without struggling, without being hungry, while staying full. And by full, I not only mean your stomach, I mean your muscles as well. We want them full of glycogen, vascular, and popping at the skin. I'm going to explain to you guys the foods I eat year round to maintain low body fat while still having the energy to work 10 to 15 hours every single day, train as hard as possible 4 to 5 times a week, and have the energy to have a social life as well. Getting lean and staying there is not about suffering. It's about fueling your body correctly, and we're going to break down exactly what that looks like. Staying lean year round and making progress while being lean, building muscle, having energy for other areas of your life is not about starving yourself. It's not about suffering. It's not about restricting yourself to very little calories every single day and using diet hacks to curb hunger. Is there going to be a period where you're probably going to have to do that? Maybe the first time you're getting to 10% body fat. Yes, using things like diet sodas, eating popcorn, drinking water, chewing gum. You may have to utilize these things, but they should not be the base of your diet. Your diet should be structured around having voluminous meals, meaning we're going to be eating foods that are slightly less calories, but they make the meal larger and satiates you more, because the more you chew, the more food you actually consume and saliva you produce, the less hungry you are going to be because of your hunger hormones created by that. So we're going to dive into what that actually looks like. But one thing I want to stress: do not crash diet. Do not go on super low calories and think that is going to get you the lean, aesthetic, muscular physique. What is going to end up happening, what happens to the majority of people, is they go on super low calories, they lose muscle, and they lose a little bit of fat before their metabolism adapts, and you end up skinny fat. You're holding fat around your midsection and your chest because your body is inflamed and cortisol is high. When we're structuring these meals, I'm going to break down into protein, carbs, and fats, and things you can also have to make it feel less like you're dieting, because that's one of the worst things. We want to make this something we enjoy doing every single day, so it doesn't feel like a hassle, it doesn't feel like work, it's something that we look forward to, and that's the most important thing about all these meals. You need to make them taste good, you need to be excited to eat them. So first thing, protein is going to be the main focus here. But the thing with protein is we want to get it from good sources. You do not want to be relying on protein bars, anything in the grocery store that shouldn't have protein in it, but they label it as extra protein. That is crap. That is bullshit. That is not going to, number one, satiate you, but number two, actually work you towards your goal. So we want whole foods that are lean. Now, can we mix in a little bit of fattier meats every now and again? Yes, depending on how many calories you need. But I'm going to break down the absolute basics in what type of proteins you should be looking at. The quality of protein matters more than you could imagine. We want quality protein that are going to digest slow. And the best thing about protein is it causes your body to burn calories. Takes a lot to digest it, and it's going to keep you very, very satiated. So we want to look at things like chicken breast. You can even do chicken thighs, but again, more fat. Egg whites, and then mixing in 1 or 2 eggs. This is going to allow you to have a little bit more flavor, yolk, more enjoyable, or you could just go straight eggs as well if you're okay with doing slightly higher fats. You can do extra lean ground beef, extra lean ground turkey. You can use protein powders every now and again, but Greek yogurt is probably one of the best ones to use. You can make like a little yogurt parfait, throw berries, maybe add a little bit of extra protein in there, dark chocolate, honey. It's like you're not even on a diet, but this is going to be the main component of every single meal. Every meal, I want you to focus on getting a large portion of protein. How much protein? Somewhere between 40 grams and 60 grams is what I aim for every single meal, because it keeps you full, it keeps you satiated. And the truth is, you've probably seen this on YouTube lately, they're saying that you don't need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, which is true. You can definitely build muscle with less. However, when we're dieting, when we're trying to get lean, utilizing more protein is number one insurance to make sure that we're getting enough during the day. If there's a choice of me risking it, not getting enough, I'd rather just have more. But number two, eating chicken, eating beef tastes damn good. I want to have it every single meal, and it's satiating, so it's going to keep us less hungry. Second thing we're going to be talking about is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are extremely important, but they're a double-edged sword. They can either make you look a lot worse or a lot better. If you have too little carbs, you're going to be flat, your muscles are going to have no glycogen, and you're going to look stringy and a lot smaller than you actually are, and you're going to have no energy to train. The thing is, though, if you have the right amount of carbs, you're going to look your best. Your muscles are going to be full, you're going to look tighter and leaner because your muscles press against the skin. However, a lot of people end up having too many carbs, and this is going to differ between you. You're going to have to kind of test different amounts of carbohydrates and what your body can handle right now, and this can change over time. But if you have too many carbs, you're basically going to look soft, watery, and you're going to have a little bit less definition. You're also probably going to feel a little bit more sluggish. But some of the best sources of carbohydrates that are going to keep you full, keep you satiated, but also taste good. Number one, potatoes. Sweet potatoes are my go-to. Sweet potatoes have less carbohydrates per gram than rice. They're more voluminous. Basically, they're going to fill you up more, and they taste way better. So I go sweet potatoes, potatoes. Oats are a great one. They're very high in fiber as well, so they're going to digest slowly. Perfect for when you're cutting. Or cream of rice. Cream of rice digests a little bit faster. It's basically just blended up rice. You heat it up with water in the microwave, and then you can add things like chocolate, protein powder, all types of things, blueberries, and then you basically have a dessert every single day, and this is something I look forward to. I'm lucky out here in Bali. I can order it from a place. They have a Twix flavored one, a Biscoff. Absolutely tremendous, sensational. Add some caramel on there. Who would have thought you could do this while getting to 10% body fat? And I can't forget one of my favorites, sourdough bread. Slightly fermented. You have this in the morning with eggs and sourdough. Hey, listen, if you guys follow me on Instagram, which if you don't already, follow me at Brusai, I will give you guys a full diet framework that every single one of you can follow, regardless if you're trying to bulk, cut, or just kind of main gain, as they call it. I will send you guys a complete guide. Follow me on Instagram at Brusai and message me the word diet, and I will send that over to you. But sourdough bread's one of my all-time favorites. If you follow me, you know I cannot wait to eat this every single morning. You also want to pair your meals with a little bit of fruit every single time. Super sweet. It's going to stop some of that sugar craving you have. And who doesn't like eating fruit? Vegetables, you can add in greens, peppers, onions, anything you want. There's really very little calories in them. You just don't want to eat too much or else your digestion is going to get quite poor. You want to avoid things like really high calorie sauces, oils. That's mostly going to be fats because these are hidden calories that you're not really expecting. And you want to make sure the calories we are getting, especially if we're dieting or keeping our calories under a certain amount, we want to make sure they're coming from sources that are going to be useful and utilize that energy to make sure that we fill our muscles and not our gut, and we perform better on a daily basis, inside and outside of the gym. Lastly, we're going to talk about fats. Fats, you want to aim to get these from good sources. So as I said before, if you're eating meat, you're going to be getting some fats. So if you're doing fattier options like chicken thighs, steak, eggs from the yolks, there's going to be fat in those, or those are probably some of the best sources. You can add in a little bit of fat when you're cooking, such as butter, but you need to make sure you're tracking these things, especially if you use oil, olive oil or coconut oil when you're cooking. There is tons of calories in them, and there's so many people that eat 4 or 5 times a day. They do a tablespoon of oil. They don't realize they're having 500, 600 extra calories every single day, and that's putting them above their maintenance calories. So fats, keep it real simple. Little bit of added fats, almond butter, peanut butter, things like that. A little bit of dark chocolate, high percent, over 80. These are going to help you not only look better, but they also taste good and enhance the flavor of your meals. One thing I have to mention is that you need to manage your water properly. So you need to make sure you're drinking enough water. 3 to 5 liters a day, but you need to be salting your meals and having potassium in your diet, because your electrolyte balance can really play a huge role in how your physique is actually presented. If you're not drinking enough sodium, make sure you add sea salt to every single meal and get potassium from fruits like banana, greens, and potatoes. That balance is going to play a huge role. Now, I'm not telling you guys out there to weigh your salt and weigh your potassium. Just salt every single meal, a few cracks. It's going to have a huge role in the amount of pump you get in the gym, and sodium plays a huge role in how your physique is actually looking in terms of vascularity and muscles popping against the skin. You could eat tons of carbs, but if you're completely depleted from sodium, you're not going to get the pump, you're not going to get the fullness, and you're going to look stringy again. Again, you guys need to remember, the people who stay lean, who have this aesthetic body, they aren't suffering. This is not a terrible thing they have to do every single day. They create a framework and a structure that they enjoy doing, but also gets them results. And that's what it's all about for you, finding personalized things that fit into your life, your schedule, your routine. This is how you succeed and do this long term. If you do these crash diets and you diet as hard as you can for 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to lose a little bit of fat, but you're not going to be able to keep it off. And so many people lose 20 pounds and then gain it right back because they just can't be consistent. And if you guys want a personalized plan like this, DM me on Instagram, the word elite. Let me know you're from YouTube. Let me know what you're trying to do, what your goals are, and we'll talk about how we can do that together and what we can do to solve those issues.